The Hellenistic influence on Turdetania pottery that's used by the inhabitants of Lower Andalusia during the Second Iron Age has usually been studied by considering the importation of Attic ware in the river emporium of the Lower Guadalquivir Valley and the subsequent distribution of the imitation made in the Punic workshop on the Strait Coast as the main source of diffusion. However, these influences are much more evident in the inland of ancient Turdetania, and especially in the lower Genil Valley, which separate the present-day province of Seville and Córdoba and probably serve as a border with ancient Turdetania. Finds of black glazed Attic pottery are not uncommon in this area. In Santa Córdoba, fragments of caps, scyphoid, and the hadley of a bell crater has been documented. These imports may have arrived from Cádiz through the lower Guadalquivir and the Seville countryside, or more probably through overland routes from the coast of eastern Andalusia, where their massive importation is fully attested. On the other hand, in his work on Andalusian ceramic from the Second Iron Age, José Luis Escacena identified some elements of Greek influence that local potters incorporate into their production, especially in Upper Andalusia. However, the constant discoveries made since then led us to believe that these features are more frequent and more widespread in common pottery than traditionally thought, especially in the eastern border of Turdetania, as we can see in some of the assemblies studied here. In Santa we can find a base of form 12 from Escacena, with a global body and a frame mouth, but with a handle of both sides at the start of the body in a horizontal position and with a certain vertical tendency, an element like to a large extent to the Greek world, and which until now had not been found in this type of form. It is not the only one, as in Carmona, Seville, we can find another example with a horizontal handle that is less pronunciate toward the outside, but again with a slight verticality that seems to be inspired by Greek bell-shaped craters. Another unique piece in this group is a blurred basin with a horizontal handle of the same type on one side, with a pronounced vertical curve that once again is more clearly reminiscent of the aforementioned craters. At Alonos, Écija, the excavation carried out in 1973-1978 unearthed an important ceramic assemblage, extensive and diverse in the type represented, some of whose pieces once again show Hellenistic features. Among the repertoire are the caps and urns of form 7 and 9 from Escacena, which contain horizontal handle with a circular cross-section and a slight vertical inclination. In addition to this, there are also some bowls very similar to form 3 with horizontal handle, but without a marked joint hull, and basin belonging to form 4, but again containing horizontal handle with a circular cross-section and a pronounced vertical curve. As has been said, most of the forms with Hellenizing feature identified by Escacena are produced and distributed exclusively in the Upper Guadalquivir area, in the Iberian cultural area, such as form 23 and 24, some of which are clearly inspired by Greek craters. The imitation of Greek forms is also relatively frequent on the other side of the river Genil, in the area of Turdetania, as indicated by some pieces from Cerro de la Cruz and the necropolis of Almedinilla, Córdoba. Considering this new evidence, it cannot be ruled out that an important part of the flow of Hellenizing elements that ended up being integrated into the Turdetania pottery came directly from the trade in Greek products through the overland routes with Upper Andalusia, where Attic ware and the type of consumption associated with it had reached a high demand among the Iberian elites of Turdetania and Turdetania, or indirectly through local production that imitate or introduce Hellenizing attributes. In this sense, the population established around the Genil must have acted as one of the vectors for the Hellenization of Turdetania ceramics, at least in the inland region of the Lower Guadalquivir, due to their border with these territories and the reception of both influence.